So this short video is going to show you how to make a automated sprinkler system for your vegetable garden. Why would you want to do this? Well, I don't know about you, but watering the vegetables every day is a pain in the old ass. So why not get yourselves a little computer to do it for you? And I'm going to show you how to do it. So I spent a while doing a lot of research on the hardware, and this is what I came up with. And I went to a place called Irrigation Direct, and I have nothing to do with these guys, except that they seem to first of all, they answer questions when you email them, which is good, and they seem to have all the right attachments and knickknacks that you need for your sprinkler system. And this is a glass of water. We'll see why we need a glass of very hot water. We'll see why we need that later. This is a cup of coffee that has nothing to do with the video, but I'm drinking it right now. So, very good. Home roasted coffee. That's another video, but so we'll start out with what we need. Okay, so I'm using a 3/4 inch PVC tubing for my sprinkler system. So basically, we start out from the faucet, tap if you're in England. We start out with a I guess it's called a Y connector, a Y ball valve connector. Start out with a Y ball valve connector, and then on that we put the computer. The computer sits over there, and you see this all fits together like that. From there we go with a filter. This is an inline filter, a hose inline filter, 3/4 inch female hose, mesh poly screen. I'm going to give all the part numbers and everything in my on my YouTube page or in my blog, so don't worry exactly. There'll be a list of exactly what you need. Okay, so we have this. Then we have a very important thing here. This little goodie is called a backflow preventer. A anti-siphon backflow preventer, and it goes on here. And the reason why you have this is if there's some kind of pressure difference where your sprinkler system is actually sucking up water, it could suck up through here, through the computer, even though the computer's going to be off. There's no way that could really happen, but anyway, I guess that's something I haven't realized. But and your water that's on your vegetable garden, which could contain manure and contaminants and could go back into the municipal water system. So this is actually, legally you need this in your system, and it just stops it's like a one-way valve. That's all it is. Okay, we're running out of space here. The next thing I have is a pressure regulator, and I mean, these things are very inexpensive. I think this thing was, a couple of bucks. I got a 20 psi one, depends how long your sprinkler system is. Actually, I think it depends how much pressure you have. Some houses have very high pressure on their water systems, and it could, I don't know, damage the sprinkler system. I just put it on. It seemed like a good idea. You may not need this. And that fits on here like this. And I'll show you a video of this all in action. And then this little goodie fits on the end. And you might ask, what is this gray kind of thing on the end here? And if you can see it, this is a compression adapter, and this is where the glass of water comes in, because basically all of this contraption then attaches to, sorry, this is our poly tubing. This is 3/4 inch tubing here. Am I in focus? This is 3/4 inch tubing, and this compression adapter, this kind of fits in here. But before you put this tube in here, you just basically push it in. That's what you do. You kind of move it around, push it in. It helps to warm it up, and you warm it by putting it in a glass of hot water. And they actually show you this on the website, the Irrigation Direct. They have these little videos, which is very good. But of course, it's buried deep in the site, so you're like, how the hell does this work? And here in Colorado, it's still cold in May, anyway. Sorry, in April, and it's cold outside, and forget that you have to do this, and it just doesn't work unless it's hot, warm. So that's what the glass of water is for. So that is the, you could call it the business end with the computer, your faucet. If you can imagine this little thing here is the faucet. Coming down, comes out of your business end like this, and this runs past your vegetable garden, each of your little vegetable gardens. From this black tubing, we're going to have our drip irrigation tubing, and we attach our drip irrigation tubing with a barbed connector. You see this little barb connector has a little kind of a barb on there and a barb on there, and all you do is you make a small hole in this tube. We can go into our knife and forks drawer like this. You make a small little hole. You can use a nail. Whoops, that's probably too big. Then you just push it in like this. Ow! And I think you can, on their website, you can buy a special tool to do this. It's probably not the best way of doing it. You just push it in, just like this. Okay, I think you get the idea. You push it in, if I had made a correct hole, and it just, this little barb, it keeps it, will keep it in the tubing, and then from here, coming out here, this is where your drip irrigation tubing comes out, which I'm going to insert a picture of it again. And then your drip irrigation tubing at the end, you just cut it, and then on the end you have this little thing, which is called a goof plug, and it's just a little stopper, and it just fits on the end of the tubing, bonk, like that, and it stops the water from spraying out the end. And there you have it. Alright, there's a couple of things that I missed. So obviously you have this tubing going throughout your vegetable garden. Then on the end of this, obviously you need to, stop, cap the end of this, and you use this 3/4 inch compression hose end plug, and it's basically a compression adapter on one side, so this fits in there, and then the end of the compression adapter you have just a little, there's like a little end cap here. Okay, so there's that. Whoops. I'm holding the camera with one hand, this is why it's difficult. Now, if your black tubing has to make its way, this stuff is very inflexible. This PVC 3/4 inch tubing is very inflexible. So this is an elbow connector with a compression adapter on either end. So you can make 90-degree turns if you need to, which I do in this one particular application. This is a cool little thing here. I got 50 of these, and these are drip tubing hold down wire stakes, and they're like 3 cents each. And this holds down your little irrigation drip tubing. I guess you could use it to hold down your, maybe you could. I use zip ties to hold this stuff to the fence if you're going near a fence and stuff. This holds down your drip irrigation tubing so that it keeps it in place. If a plant grows, it might push it to one side, the wind might blow it or whatever. So this holds it down. These are important. And then if you want to make a cut in your tubing like I did, and the reason why I did this because I take this irrigation system gets pulled out in winter time, otherwise it's going to freeze, and I just pull the whole thing out. You might want to break it up into 2 parts like I did, and this is just 2 compression adapters there and there. It just happened to come with a little goodie that you could turn the flow on and off to one of the circuits. So this is if you want to join 2 pieces of PVC tubing together, you can use this. I think that's everything. I think that is